Hi kind friends, welcome back to 15 minutes real-time coloring with Amberle, and I'm working still in RJ Hampson's Moonlight Mischief today. And yeah, I want to color a little bit here on the dragon, so I'm zooming you in. Okay, so obviously 15 minutes are not enough to color the whole dragon, but I just thought let's work a little bit on the scales here of this dragon. And yeah, let me maybe introduce the colors first quickly, just in case anyone wants to know. I'm still using the Pablo's So let's see here, you can see them in here. I have pale yellow, spring green, grass green, spruce green, and the dark green. Yeah. Okay, and I'm working with my Prisma white here to lighten up the very tip of the scales, basically. Because I've used a mid-tone green marker here from the Ohuhu Honolulu set. And yeah, this was what I told you last time. You can either use your highlight shade or you can go in with your mid-tone shade and then just lighten things up with a white pencil. I like to use the Prisma white just. So I think we are concentrating maybe here on this little section here. I think that's quite hopefully doable in 15 minutes real-time coloring. And I think that I'm going to use my pale yellow here to lighten up as well some of the areas a little bit. Like I know we will have a little bit of a muscle here, which should come forward. And then I'm going over here a little bit as well. You know, you can also use your lightest shade to lighten up your marker base a little bit. So you don't need a white Prisma actually to do it. But I like to use my white Prisma. So just going in here a little bit, lighten up my highlight sections. And this is a method that I actually also really like if I have like my mid-tone and then going in and place the highlights just with a lighter shade, the lighter color. So. Okay. Should I do more? I don't know. How much time? 4 minutes in? Okay, no. We will focus on this little part here. I'm going in with my spring green, which is my lightest green tone, if you so will. Quite vibrant. I really like those Pablos because they have quite nice and vibrant colors, which I think is quite beautiful. So I'm working it in here a little bit. I really enjoy the Pablos on this paper here. I have to try them out more often in Amazon books and see if this is just this paper, because you know all the papers are a little bit different. Even if you get them from the same country, they still vary a little bit. So yeah, and when you are from a different country, obviously you will have a different paper. And I have heard that, yeah, Amazon Japan should have the best paper when it comes to those Amazon printed books. That sounds quite interesting. I would love to try this out one day and order such a book for myself. So. Okay, this was my lightest color. Then I will go in with my grass green and trying to define those scales a little bit, bringing in some shadow. I'm doing the shadow underneath the scale, so to speak, and like so. And then I'm just blending it into my middle section, or my highlight section. I think I will have a little bit of shadow at the side here, and then, you know, I usually, all those crevices, they need some defining with color or some definition. Yeah, I do like to do my shadows at the top and bottom section, and have my highlight really here in the middle section of this guy. And I think RJ gave us some hints here where to put the shadow, where he has his lines, like here for example. Yeah, you know, pencil coloring is just very slow, so I hope this wasn't too big of an area for this very short coloring session. Let me know if you enjoy those little color with me sessions. Just those, you know, short 15 minutes kind of. Spend some time with me coloring, and yeah, just see what I'm up to basically, which page I'm working on, sharing some color combinations. Hopefully they are helpful for you. I'm doing kind of like a little bit of a squiggly line here, because to get a little bit of pattern in his scale pattern here. So okay. I'm trying to blend it in a little bit with my lightest green shade. And I will also go in now with the next darker shade to bringing more shadow. So let's use my spruce green. I really like the spruce green. It's a very nice color. And I think I will add a little bit of my metallic watercolors on the scales basically. So defining the scales a little bit more with some shadows. You want to have dark shadows and light highlights. To have enough contrast. And you know, you can also do strokes when you color, so you don't always need to do like your little circly squiggly like circly motion. You can do your strokes. Those always blend in quite nicely as well. And of course, move your paper in the direction that you need it, because we can do that. And why shouldn't we be in a comfortable position when we color? Yeah, to work out a scale pattern is quite a bit of effort, actually. So I want to blend it in a little bit with my grass green. And then the lightest shade, and we're 12 minutes in. Okay. Okay, it's coming together quite nicely. I will go in quickly with my darkest color here. Okay, like so. And then I think I will go in a little bit with some watercolors, shiny watercolors, and give a little bit of pattern here. So let me just, I'm taking my favorite watercolors here. I have this beautiful gold color. Also the green might be useful. I'm just, you know, don't spill water over your page. I'm just adding a little drop to both colors. Don't know if you need them. And then I have my two favorite brushes here. One is the Da Vinci in number 2. I also like the one, of course, and the other one is Da Vinci 30. So this one is very tiny. I think I will, because this is quite tiny detail, I will try this very small brush here. Just wetten it a little bit, you know. And then the thing is, I have a little bit too much water here. But let's try to get some color here on my little brush. And see what we can do. Of course, it's best to let it sit a little bit so that the water can activate the pigments here, the glitter, and that it's not too thin basically. But let's see what happens. I'm just adding. I will try to zoom you in a little bit more. So I hope, yeah, that it's good now. I'm just really adding a little tiny bit of a highlight, and this brush is just right, I have to say. This is a very tiny brush, and for those very small details it is just about right. I'm also adding in, you know, just some dots. Yeah, those scales are just really tiny here. So that's it basically. Should I go in with the green or should I leave it like that? I think I might even leave it like that and don't do too much. You know, sometimes less is more. And I think that it looks actually quite nice here. That's nice. Beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful effect. And this was my 15 minutes real-time coloring with Amberle. Today, I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, this is my RJ Hampson page that I'm currently working on. It's Moonlight Mischief. I hope to finish this very soon. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little coloring snippet under the week and this little real-time coloring. And if so, give me a like so that I know that you like it. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Happy coloring, everyone. Bye.